Hello and welcome to another episode of Pirate Sports Talk with Doug and Mike. I'm your host, Doug Santelli.
And I'm Mike Frieder, back after a week off, Doug. I was not here last week.
Yeah, you were on vacation.
I was. Glad to be back and talking sports. We got a couple of things to talk about today because the spring sports season, the weather has cooperated a little bit. So lead the way, my man.
It's been warm, but yeah.
Beautiful day yesterday.
So this might be the third to last show. I don't know exactly, but we're getting down to the wire.
Don't get me a little misty here, Doug.
I'm not trying to,
Okay.
but I'll get misty myself. So if I get misty, just correct me.
I'll be okay. I'll be good today.
That's good. And then I want to take the time to thank some people. So I want to thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So for every week you've been on, and
It's been a lot of fun.
it's the second week I believe you were on, and then it just hit it off from there.
Exactly.
And perfect. I want to thank the library for donating this beautiful room.
Very nice of them.
Librarians have been really nice when I had to switch days when you weren't able to come on.
Right.
So that was perfect. And then I want to also thank Mr. Rettler for letting me use his equipment.
New equipment.
Yeah, we have a mixer here. So
That's exciting.
it is exciting. It's very exciting. We should have headphones next week. We have to get an adapter because it came with a 4-prong. And this is 3 prongs. So.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah,
When your prongs don't match up.
Exactly.
That can be a problem. That's right.
And I also want to thank the school store for donating the shirt and then the hat that I left at home today.
Okay.
They have really weird hours, but please go in there. They sell snacks, they sell apparel, they have soda in there. They have, I think, sugar-free Monster energy drinks.
Yes, they do. A lot of good stuff and a lot of hats, T-shirts, and jerseys, as they say. Yes.
Yeah, so please go check that out. They were really nice with donating that. And then I want to thank Preston Rouge, the student that made this graphic. He did a real nice job with it.
Yeah, I did with the Doug and Mike show.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we told them that's how it should be, but just follow directions, I'm sure.
Yours truly.
Yes, I figured that was you, Doug.
All right, and then I want to thank Mr. Healer for getting the mixer and the headsets.
Very nice.
Got it through the tech ed department, so I thought that was very nice of him to do that. All right, before we get misty here, we're going to start off with track and field.
What a night last night.
Cordell Tinch amazes us again.
Yes,
getting
he does.
2 records.
Yes, and the hurdles and the high jump. I was there. I witnessed it.
Awesome.
So Cordell's having a great year, and even better things to come here as this track season's kind of been condensed a little bit. And so the state tournament right around the corner, and great things for the boys and girls team as they both won FRCC relay championships last night.
They did. And then Jack Plum had a discus throw of 145 feet and 1 inch.
That's a long way.
It is.
That extra inch probably was what pushed him over the top.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then Jack Plum, Matt Rotter, and Brandon Doyle, they were the conference disc relay. And then for the girls' track, they're the FRCC, as you mentioned. Julia Verbert, I think that's how you say it. Caitlin DeVolk and Lizzie Blendower are also discus champions.
Correct.
Yeah, so that was a good time for track and field.
Great night for the track and field team. Long day, though. Track meet started at 3:30 and got over about 9:10 last night. So for those tracksters out there, they're probably a little bit tired today, but got to celebrate a conference championship, and that's always awesome.
And right before it rained, too.
Correct, and then it poured.
It did.
At about 10 o'clock, quarter to 10.
It did.
Came down like cats and dogs, like they say.
It did, yeah. I'm happy, though, because all the snow's
melting.
All those big piles are getting down there.
Hopefully we get to, Wednesdays usually is a day off for us, so today's Wednesday, and now Thursday we'll get going again with all of our sports here through the weekend. And then
we'll move on to golf.
Correct.
So the Pirates finished 3rd at the FRCC opener at the Bog on April 24th. Jed
Baranchek.
Thank you.
No problem.
He tied for medalist honors with 74, and then Preston Cedargreen.
Thank you. Correct.
Thank you. With 85 for varsity, and then JV was led by Austin Zelke.
That's correct.
Thank you. With a 94, which included an eagle at the first hole.
Wow, it's off to a good start there.
Only 2 hits for that hole.
Always important in golf, and the golf team should be really good. Jed should lead the way, and he'll contend for a state championship, I think, later on this year.
Let's hope so.
That's the plan.
All right, we'll go on to softball. So girls won their doubleheader yesterday.
They did against Manitowoc, my alma mater.
Yeah,
Right.
they won it right in front of your statue.
They probably did. They probably got that thing set up right there behind home plate. Very nice of them in Manitowoc to do that.
I know.
It is.
I saw that they put gold on it now. You
They
said
did.
that-
It was bronze, but now they've gold. They put the gold. Yeah,
That's good.
It is. Feel a little extra special.
That's good. So as you said, they won against that. And then they won both games for that one. So 14 hits and 1 home run from Madeline Helke?
Madeline
Elke?
Elke, yes.
Thank you.
First baseman. She can hit a long way. I wasn't there last night. That game was in Manitowoc.
Yep.
And she's a good hitter. Great hitter. We talked about her earlier on a show earlier about the contribution
yes.
she'll make to this team. And she's a sophomore this year. And she can hit, so it should be fun. And softball got it rolling. They lost their first 2 games of the
Right.
year in a doubleheader against Pulaski, and now got it rolling a little bit. Talked to Coach Lipke last night at the track meet. He was there at the end of the meet, and he was happy with the performance. I think Sid the kid had her 500th strikeout last night, if I'm not mistaken, on the mound. So congratulations to her.
Yeah. And I believe Alexis Tingley played in the first game. She had 7 strikeouts, and then Sydney had 19 strikeouts.
That's a lot.
That is.
That means they're not hitting it much.
No.
Doubleheader.
Right.
We're playing all doubleheaders in softball now, so
Right.
a couple extra innings. So pitching's always important, whether it's in
I
baseball
know.
or softball.
That's your number one
It's
player.
your bread and butter,
Exactly.
as they say.
Correct. And your catcher too.
Good point. Everybody. It's a team game.
Correct. And then the first game, I believe, was 6-0 for the Pirates to win, and then the second game was 6-1. So they only let up 1.
Good solid performance by the Pirates. Back on track.
As where we should be.
That's exactly right.
And then their next doubleheader, I asked Chris if he wanted me to broadcast, but he
Denies ya?
He denies me.
He denies me, though, a lot, too. Huh? He likes to do softball by himself.
Well, I know it can get kind of boring broadcasting it, so that's why I asked him, but he said, nope, he's good.
Oh.
And they said that the setup that's at Green Bay Preble for tomorrow, he said it's kind of weird.
Not real conducive to 2 people.
Right.
Well, he didn't ask me either, so just so you're aware. So don't feel bad. We can feel bad together or feel good together. One or the other.
Which one do you want to feel?
Let's go with good.
All right, let's go good.
Okay, we're going with good.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, they played GB Preble on NAW Sports Radio. That game is at 4:30, so pregame should be about like 4:25, 4:20, about that
Yeah, Chris
time.
won't have much to talk. He's not a real color guy.
No.
He wants to do the play-by-play, so
Correct.
that pregame will be really short.
Yeah.
Yes, because he doesn't like to talk about like stories like I like to talk about. He's more of the just tell it like it is guy.
Yeah. He's more the straight and forward.
Straightforward guy. I'd have to agree there.
All right, and we'll go on to baseball. So the Pirates last night, they beat the Jaguars 8-4. The Pirates scored 7 runs in the top of the second.
You listened to that one on NDW
I
Sports
did.
Radio. Ash Robin, I kicked it around a little bit, as they say in the baseball world. Errors.
Yep,
And the
5
Pirates
errors.
Capitalized on that there early on in that game, take an early lead, and
And you listened to it too, correct?
part of it, yeah.
Did you listen to where Chris said that those runs shouldn't have counted?
I did not listen to that part.
Okay.
I was here at the track meet. Karch Verlonic got the start in that game, and Cole Verlonic got the start in that
Cole
game.
Verlonic,
Karch
yeah,
would
yeah.
be his brother,
Right.
and so I heard he pitched well and got the first FRCC victory. That was the first FRCC
Yep.
game of the year, and so the Pirates tied for first place. I'm assuming after last night's victory.
Yes. So, yeah, so Chris said with those errors that those runs shouldn't have counted, but if they're kicking it around, messing up, come on, those runs should count.
Right. Well, they do count.
Right.
Whether he likes it or not, they count.
Correct.
Right. Doesn't really matter what he thinks, does it, at this point?
Guess not.
They count.
School year's almost done. So.
Right. Exactly.
All right, and then their next game is here at Bayport tomorrow night against De Pere at 4:30.
That should be a good one.
Are you going to go to that one?
I will be there tomorrow night, 4:30.
Well, you're not going to be on the radio.
Probably not, because he usually doesn't invite me.
Well, if he's doing that one, why can't he have you do?
Why couldn't we be doing it here?
Yeah,
That's a good question for Mr. Learman.
I mean, if you can have a double broadcast going, why can't?
I would probably think because he's doesn't like the competition.
I guess not.
Like if we were doing the game here,
Correct.
and he was doing the game at Preble, where would people listen? Probably to you and I.
Probably.
Would you say?
A little bit more exciting.
A little bit more exciting than he
I know.
is. So I would bet you he listens to you and I before. That's probably why he doesn't want us to do the game.
And I'm sure in that game that we did again, when we did the Notre Dame hockey in the intermission, I bet our views just went up.
Yep, right away probably.
I hope so.
I would agree.
All right, and then we'll go on to girls soccer.
Yep, got beat last night.
Both JV and varsity.
1-0, Sheboygan North, very good team. And so our soccer team was playing really good before that, undefeated.
Right.
I don't want to steal your thunder here.
Well, no.
But
Go.
undefeated
Go
going
right
in.
ahead.
Beat a great Sun Prairie team last Saturday in one of the best games that I've ever seen, actually. Talked to the girls about that. Had a tough one last night against Sheboygan North, but they'll bounce back.
Right.
Have a big one coming up at end of the year against Notre Dame, which I'm guessing will still be for the conference championship.
Hopefully Chris does that game.
Probably not with us. This seems to be a trend we got going here. Right.
And then here's what they had to say about the loss yesterday. So they said, this loss will not define us. Instead, our response to the loss, our willingness to acknowledge room for growth, and our mindset moving forward will define us.
That's probably why they're going to win the rest of the games.
I hope so.
That's my prediction.
Well, your prediction should be correct.
My prediction is they're going to win state championship, actually.
Let's hope so.
Girls soccer team.
Let's bring it home.
Book that one. You heard it here first on the Doug and Mike show. Not the Mike and Doug show. The Doug and Mike show.
The Pirates' next game is tomorrow against Sheboygan South at 5:30. Now, it said it was time change. Is this the correct time?
I think the correct time is 5:30.
Okay.
It's earlier, and that's the correct time.
That's what I was hoping for, but I wasn't exactly sure on the FRCC site. It said time change, but it said 5:30.
I think
I'm like,
5:30 is the right time.
Okay, awesome.
That's what I'm going with.
Well, that's all the sports.
Right.
And we don't have Stump Reader today.
We don't?
Today we have On This Day in History
Ooh,
for sports.
on this day in history.
Yeah,
May 2nd.
correct.
That's the day.
Right.
What happened on May 2nd in history?
So first off, we're starting 1876. Ross Barnes.
That's when
hit-
Mr. Hebert was born. That was right around that year. You okay there, Doug?
No.
Oh. Kind of threw him off there, didn't it? So what happened?
That's
Besides-
the best. That's the best moment on this show.
Oh, well.
Oh, you have me in tears now.
Well, I'm sure he'll be listening later on and get a kick. We won't tell him.
No.
No.
I think it'll be a surprise.
It will be, probably.
All right. So in 1876, Ross Barnes hits his first home run in the National League.
Wow. Who's Ross Barnes?
I have no
I
idea.
have no idea who Ross Barnes is. He doesn't really jump out as a great major league player, but what else happened on this day, May 2nd?
In 1952,
Now we're
Gordie
closer. That
Howe
was
went-
Mr. Wallander that year. Right. It's a little younger than Mr. Hebert. Gordie Howe, hockey player.
Gordie Howe wins first ever Hart Trophy for the MVP.
And he was quite a player.
He was.
Yes.
He had the most playoff points. That was, of course, broken by Wayne Gretzky.
The great one.
Correct.
Mhm.
And then in 1920, first game of National Negro Baseball League played in Indianapolis.
Wow. Big day in history there.
I know.
As now, obviously Jackie Robinson later on after that, number 42. And there's even Jackie Robinson Day now in baseball where everybody wears number 42.
I know.
It's pretty cool.
That's a good movie. If you have not seen 42, please watch it. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
It's good.
It is. I watched it.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Liked it.
Have you seen, what's the one? It's called Trouble with the Curve.
I don't know if I've
It's
seen
got
that
Clint
one.
Eastwood in it.
Maybe we're going to start. Oh, I did see that one. He was a scout.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I
Maybe
think,
we'll start
Justin-
doing
I
movie.
think Justin Timberlake
Maybe we'll
is in
start
that one.
doing movie critiques.
Yeah.
Part of the show.
That's a good one, too.
Right.
There's a lot of good
What else do we
baseball.
have here?
And then lastly, in 1923, we have Senator Walter Johnson pitches his 100th shutout and beats Yanks 3-0.
He wasn't a senator. He
Well,
played for the Senators.
Right, correct. Yeah,
Just-
that's what I meant.
oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant he was like a senator.
No, no,
like-
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
no.
Threw me off
No.
again.
So I have one more question for you.
You do.
So I'm sure this will probably make the one for today. But what is your best moment of this show?
Oh my goodness. That's hard to say because
That's a stump one
There's
now.
been so many.
I know.
Right. I'd have to say Mr. Hebert line right there was right up there. At least the reaction out of you.
Oh,
My best moment in the show, probably when you were sharing with me how much the show meant to you. Remember I asked you the question about what's meant to you to be a broadcaster? And you
Oh, yeah.
kinda
Yeah, that
talked
was,
about the
last
hockey
time.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably my best moment. It wasn't funny, but it was cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Is that it for today?
Yeah. I think my best moment was probably right now.
Right now.
But the best moment
We
was,
have now an audience.
we do. Well, thank you for Miss Rodemaker's class for coming in today.
Fantastic.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Maybe we could have Miss Rodemaker on once. She's quite an athlete.
Sure.
She grew up in Two Rivers,
Yeah.
and she was a basketball player, great basketball player growing up. We should have her on for a
We
little.
should.
Yeah, next week.
Sure. Why,
Okay,
why
awesome.
not?
Guest.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Well, let's wrap it up. I got to go to a meeting.
All right. Sounds good. All right. That's all time. Sports Talk with Doug and Mike. See you next time.